August monthly awards are almost upon us here in MLB The Show 22. They're going to be coming out in just a few days. So, in preparation for this, I had my good buddy, ADM Clean Cut Customs. Most of you guys probably know him. If you do not, go check him out. He made a ton of cards to help us kind of predict what the program is going to look like. He also did it with the help of Maxi Custom, so also go check him out. Both those links are in the description down below. This video is not possible without him. So these are my and their predictions for the August monthly awards program. Let's get into it. So starting things off with the captain, the starting pitching captain, the prediction we're going with is Dallas Keuchel. He was just an absolute beast in his prime, you know. Obviously, he kind of fell off the face of the planet, but he is kind of making a comeback with the Twins, and he has had some solid cards in MLB Show's past, and I feel like this is a good opportunity for that sinker-cutter, nasty lefty mix that he has to really get into a game. And the other captain, the district player captain, is going to be Mike Schmidt, just an absolute legend of baseball, and obviously he's had some very good months of August because he's a very good baseball player in general, and Mike Schmidt getting a captain card makes sense. I don't think he has one in the game yet, and it just makes perfect sense for an iconic player and one of the best, and probably the best Philadelphia Philly of all time to get a card in MLB The Show. And then all the next cards are going to be just monthly awards. They're not really in any particular pack or order. They're just kind of in the program. So kicking things off, we have Kyle Perez, a lefty out of the Baltimore Orioles bullpen. Top 10 in FIP and Ks per 9 in the month of August. He was just insane. One hold. He didn't give up a run the entire month. And for the Orioles to make the playoffs, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to have to come in clutch. He's just going to have to show up, ball out every single day, kind of do his thing, you know, just basically like just grind through that bullpen, get that bullpen help. Next is going to be Oakland A's rookie Zach Gelof. He's just been having an absolutely insane start to his career. Batted .286 with 7 home runs, 15 RBIs, recorded a 4-hit game in a 4 hits twice in a 4-game span. I don't know why I can't read things. But Zach Gelof, he'd be an absolutely insane. He plays second base, and he was a good utility player as well. And he could be a good star for the Oakland A's to sell off to the Atlanta Braves sometime in the near future. So Zach Gelof, future Atlanta Brave. Next, we got AJ Puck, closing pitcher for the Miami Marlins. With them training for Dave Robertson, he's not been getting as much work, but man, he's been just absolutely lights out. Allowed only 1 run in all his relief appearances throughout the month of August. I keep forgetting what month it is, but he's just an absolute insane lefty. He's going to be really good in the show as well. He's a nice, like, sidearm lefty pitcher. Throws really hard. Throws a slitter. What is, I don't know what that is. A slider and a sinker. I tried to say slider and sinker in the same sentence, and it didn't really work. I don't even know. Whatever. He just had an insane month, and he's going to be nasty in the game. And yet another nasty lefty is going to be UCA Kikuchi. Went 1-1 with a 3.03 ERA with a 1.04 whip, top 5 in FIP and WAR. He has had a bit of a rough tenure for the Toronto Blue Jays, but he is really picking it up as of late, just absolutely dominating the second half of the season. And now the month of August was a reflection with that. He's going to be huge for the Blue Jays down the stretch if they kind of want to make a playoff run and they want to succeed in the playoffs. Next is Jeremy Pena, who's had a very interesting month, a very interesting year. He's been very, very bad ever since going on the insane playoff run, but he is top 10 in on-base percentage, boosted by a 5-hit performance on August 27th. He went batted .333 with no home runs and 8 RBIs, but he just had a solid month. He got on base a ton, really ton of average, and Jeremy Pena's really not had a card in this game yet, so it kind of makes sense for him to get one at some point, and this seems like a good excuse to try and give him one, unless they're going to do a flashback postseason card later in the month. But Jeremy Pena rounding out the 95s. Next, we're going to move on to like the 96, 97s-ish, and we're going to start things off with Johan Oviedo. He was just an absolutely insane, could be a stud for the Pirates down the line. Tossed first ever complete game shutout on the 28th with 5 strikeouts, so a complete game shutout. He got supercharged. I remember that card. Went 4-2 with a 2.92 ERA and a 1.05 whip. Overall, just had a very, very solid month, and he could be a good starter for the Pirates in their near future if they want to try and get this rebuild off the ground, which is not going to happen this year. Next, we got Max Kepler, who's been having kind of an underrated year like he does every single year. About a .314 with 6 home runs and 11 RBIs, top 10 among outfielders in ISO, WRC+, and WAR in the month of August, and obviously the outfield class is stacked. So for Max Kepler to be in that list, that's really, really good for the Twins. Obviously, Twins also trying to make a playoff push, and he is going to be one of those guys that needs to come up if they want to win a playoff game for the first time in like a bazillion years. Anyways, next we got Yanier Diaz, the catcher for the Houston Astros. A lot of people saying you should start over Martin Maldonado, but Dusty Baker apparently is an idiot. Anyways, top 3 among catchers in home runs and ISO. Got a 302 batting average, 6 home runs, and 18 RBIs. He's been just crushing the baseball, absolutely destroying it. And I'm pretty sure he went deep in the Yankee series as well, so he's carrying that into September. He's 20 home runs on the year. He's just been absolutely slugging the baseball all over the place. He's been one of the best rookie catchers so far, and I am super excited to see his entire career play out once Martin Maldonado finally gets off the damn Astros. Next, we got Rafael Iglesias. He was the National League Relief Pitcher of the Month with 7 saves, no earned runs, was scoreless, was flawless. In the month of August, he was just absolutely dirty, and Rafael Iglesias cards, I really like them. I think he's kind of nasty. He has a bit of a sidearm falling off type motion, so he could be a really, really nasty and viable card in MLB The Show, and definitely one that I would love to see in the game. Next, we got Keibert Ruiz, who Nationals, if they want to rebuild, get his rebuild off the ground, he's one of those guys that's going to have to produce, and he damn well did produce. Batted .311 with 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, top 2 among catchers in OPS, WOBA, and WRC plus. Switch hitting, absolute talent, really, really good, really solid behind the dish. And if he can get that catching, if he can get that hitting up, my mistake, then he's going to be a way better player than anyone can ever anticipate for him to be. Next, from the Seattle Mariners is Justin Topa. Went 3-1 with a .73 ERA and a .81 WHIP. MLB top 12 in ERA and WAR. Absolutely nasty out of the Mariners bullpen. And once again, Mariners, another playoff team. They want to make a push. He's one of those guys in that bullpen that's going to have to be one of those gross relief pitchers for them to succeed, especially with them trading Paul Sewald. He needs to show up. Next is Luis Rengifo. This would be his second 97 in the game, throwing back to that Kaiju card. And that Kaiju card was pretty gross. He's a very versatile player to play all over the board. But anyway, in the month of August, batted .327, 4 runs, 13 RBIs. And he just mashed the ball, especially in the last couple games of August, as you can see by his stats on the screen. He was just an absolute monster. He was just straight up dirty. And he is a good switch hitting utility man, and he's going to be really, really effective in MLB The Show as well. Next, we got JoJo Romero. I remember him getting traded for Edmundo Sosa at last year's trade deadline with the Philadelphia Phillies, but he had a great month. Went 2-0 with a 2.51 ERA and a .84 WHIP. Led relievers in WAR and I think that says FIP and FIP. Yeah, I don't know why I can't read that for some reason. It's just really small on my screen. But anyway, JoJo Romero, really another solid lefty out of the bullpen. And he's just going to be an absolute funky type of guy. And he's been a bright spot on a Cardinals team that's had not a lot of bright spots. They've had a pretty poor year. But he is one of those stars that is shining through the darkness. Next, moving on to our 98s and even some 99s. Starting things off, we have Seiya Suzuki from the Chicago Cubs. Once again, playoff push. He's starting to come up. Batting .321, 5 home runs with 13 RBIs in August. Racked up 6 multi-hit performances over a 10-game hit streak, and he's just going to have an absolutely gross card. I love Seiya Suzuki cards. He just has a beautiful swing with some insane pop and great contact as well. Give him a 98 overall with some good hitting stats. That is going to be a very, very nice card. Next, we got Ryan Mountcastle, who's one of those guys I feel so bad that Baltimore installed that big freaking wall, because he is one of the guys that suffered from it, but he did not suffer in the month of August. He had batted .360 with 5 home runs and 19 RBIs. He was just insane. Recorded a hit in 23 of 27 games. Just absolutely mashed the heck out of the ball. And he's one of those homegrown Baltimore Orioles type players. Guy who's been up there for a little bit, but he's still definitely a young player. And he just absolutely rakes at first base for them. He's going to be a staple for that team for a very, very long time. Next, we got Pablo Lopez. Pitched 19 scoreless innings, striking out 2. In the span of him pitching 19 scoreless innings, but 4-1 with a 2.25 ERA, with a 1.22 WHIP. Obviously, Pablo Lopez in that Luis Arias trade, he showed up really, really nicely for the Twins, gave them some great starting pitching depth, and they've desperately needed hit. So, I mean, Pablo Lopez is doing everything the Twins are asking for him, and he is going to basically be one of those big top guys in the rotation for the Twins to try and make their playoff run. Next, we got Marcell Ozuna from the Braves. Himself batted .358 with 9 homers and 25 RBIs. He was slugging the baseball like an absolute freaking maniac in the month. All right, that sounds a little bit wrong, so looking in the baseball argument. All right. Anyway, Marcell Ozuna, he hit very, very well this month. Just very good hitter. Not going to have great defense. He's going to have insane hitting stats. Next, we got Kyle Finnegan from the Washington Nationals. 10 saves and a 2.63 ERA with a 1.17 whip. 10 saves. I believe that led the National League in the month of August. That is just insane production. Great job in the closing spot for the Nationals. Again, Nationals, they're going to get that rebuild going. He's going to probably be their closer for a long, long time. Get some solid production out of that bullpen. Next, we got 399s that aren't in this program down here, but we decided to add them anyway. We started things off. We got Kerry Carpenter. Kind of showed up. He's a rookie for the Detroit Tigers, and he's looking like the real deal. About a 357 with 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and he's a sweet, sweet lefty swing. They give him a 99 or 98. That card is going to be absolute butter. It's just going to be an insane card. I can't wait to see it if they add it. Next, we got 99 Freddie Peralta, went perfect 5-0 with a 2.10 ERA and a .90 whip. Freddie Peralta cards usually aren't that good in MLB The Show, but he had such a good month that he's definitely deserving of a card in the August Monthly Awards program. But just insane month. He's not going to play as well in MLB The Show, but this guy will play in MLB The Show. Trey Turner, he's showing up. He's gone on a hot streak. He's on World Baseball Classic type stuff right now. But at a 324 with 9 home runs, 26 RBIs, just absolutely slugging the baseball. He's becoming that player that the contract said he was, and he is just absolutely tearing the baseball up ever since that standing ovation. He has just been an absolute freaking stud, and if he doesn't get the Lightning, he's definitely getting a card somewhere in this program because he deserves it. But my pick and EDM and Maxie's pick for the August Player of the Month Lightning is going to be none other than Julio Rodriguez. Went an absolute freaking tear. Led the American League in average, stolen bases, slugging, WRC plus, and WAR. 2.4 WAR in the month of August alone. Batted .429 with 7 home runs and 19 RBIs. He's the American League Player of the Month. And I probably personally would have given this award to Mookie Betts if he didn't just get a 99. He had also an insane month, so you gotta respect Mookie. But he just got a Red Sox 99, so they're not gonna give him a 99 here. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So in my mind, Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod, is the clear-cut favorite for the Lightning Player of the Month. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of my picks. And anyway, huge shout outs to EDM and Maxie. Go check them out. Please, this video isn't possible without them. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.